And entrepreneurship is like jumping out of an aircraft without a parachute, believing that before you hit the ground, you must have built a parachute.
Why didn't you consider any of these political offices before you went straight to contest for the gubernatorial election?
With other 4 that I beat in the pool, because as far that pool is concerned, I came second. Even though they placed me third, I went and proved it in the court. Now, why is the result showing that I came second? It's not about what you contest. I am eminently qualified, not because I am a professor, but because I have the capacity, I have the ability, I have the knowledge, I have the experience to do excellently well as the number 1 citizen.
If you were not a lecturer, what would you be doing?
I will be doing business. I will be in the world and ecosystem of entrepreneurship. But lecturing is part of me because I'm the son of a teacher.
You have just been lectured here too.
So the only part of it that I don't like is my father died and left us with a Suzuki machine after laboring for over 40 years as a teacher.
Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to Spill It Podcast, where we unravel hidden truths and untold stories. You know how we do it here. Here we say it as it is. My name is Musa Peace Affos. Today we are diving into another topic, far from relationships, far from entertainment, far from pageantry. We are talking about entrepreneurship, we are talking about governance, we are talking about politics. And today we have a special guest in the house. He is someone whose presence speaks different things to different people. To others, he is a lecturer. To others, to many, he is an entrepreneur. And to so many other people, he is a seasoned politician. He's no other person but Professor Jerome Nyameh. He's one person whose name has made headlines, particularly for resigning from the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning.
Welcome, sir. I believe I have not done justice to the introduction because I know you are someone who is well-traveled, you are someone who is well-educated, and then, so tell us more, who is this one, Professor Jerome Nyameh?
Well, Professor Jerome Nyameh is a teacher by calling, an entrepreneur by profession, and a politician by convenience.
Okay. Politician by convenience. What does that mean, sir?
It means that it's a call to duty.
Okay. And so, aside from the political aspect that you've spoken about, most of the impact and most of the things that people have known you with is the entrepreneurship aspect. So what is your drive? What is the motivation for you going into entrepreneurship?
Well, generally, every child that is coming up has certain things that motivates him.
Yes.
And a part of destiny-driven quest for this, I grew up from a very humble and poor background.
Okay.
And I told myself earlier enough that I will make a difference. And making a difference is not accumulating primitive wealth, but creating wealth and making people wealthy, creating impact to my generation. And to this end, I felt if we are going to fight poverty from the background I'm coming from, I have to do something differently. And I think I have the capacity to create wealth. That is what drives me into being an entrepreneur.
Now, and just to add to what you said, do you feel that over the years you've been able to create wealth, not just about yourself, but other people, raise other people that have been able to create wealth? I
have created wealth to the point that I can't even number it. You see, one thing about creating wealth is not about the local empowerment you see around. The basic for wealth creation is knowledge. Now, when you look at the ladder of wealth, we have about 7 ladders of wealth. 1 is wisdom. 2 is vision. 3 is knowledge. 4 is relationship. 5 is favor. Then 6 is cash. Then 6 is landed property. Now, when you look at the real 5 hierarchy, it's something that has to do with you getting true knowledge.
Yes.
So basically, I have done that time without number. I can tell you that in the early 2000s, I was the first NGO in Taraba that registered a corporate trustee in 2009. And the NGO I had, it was registered. Yeah, I started it with my office, a story building, as far back as 2006. And let me tell you what I did. I was helping orphan and vulnerable children with widows. Let me give you an example. Then I had a herd of cattle. I sold about 30, 35 thereabout cattle.
As a
2006.
Wow.
And I shared this money to widows. I gave them 10,000 to start business. And I was monitoring the business, and they were doing well. I have over 1,000 orphans and widows that I was helping. The records are there in Z. Now, when I left for my PhD, I handed it to one Mr. Luca Bitrus, who also took over from. Up to today, I am telling you, the business is there. So to create wealth is about impacting knowledge. Now, when you look at my Facebook page, you will discover I have videos, I have teachings that is basically dedicated to creating wealth for people, and it is free of charge.
Honestly, this is something I've always been following your page. That's one place I've always followed, I've learned, and I think I will admonish every young person to go through your Facebook wall. So that means when I was reading through your biography and I saw some of these things, I was like, so the things we know about this prof is even far, the things he has done are far beyond the things that are made on the public space. So it means that some of these things you've been doing is not necessarily for the political gain. That means you've been doing it
it is part of me. It is part of me. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Now, in 2018, as one of the senior lecturers in the university, I discovered every 6 months we turn out about 4,000 graduates to the labor market.
Yes.
And there is no job. I told the university, I presented it to the Senate. I said, look, we are sitting on the cake of gunpowder, turning these young men every year, without a job. I said, let's do something differently.
Yes.
I made a proposal that every undergraduate must learn a trade.
Yes.
I registered then about 35 different trades, and the university granted me the approval. You must learn one particular trade for a whole semester. You are getting me? And we connected to them. The feedback was awesome. You will see people graduating, opening their salon, opening their barbing salon, opening their laundry, and doing one form of the business. You know, it is unfortunate that our educational curriculum in Nigeria in particularly is not hands on the job. Today, there is no course you will read that you need to go and learn it outside. You cannot get out of class and start practicing. Honestly. You must go and learn. That is where the problem is. And if we need to create job, we have to be deliberate about it.
I just feel like I'm attending a class already. This is like a class to me personally. I think I should be here with my pens and books. Now, let's take it a step. Let's bring it a step further. How do you think entrepreneurship will be a tool for governance in Taraba State? You see, the connectivity between entrepreneurship and governance is so clear that if a governance want to achieve, it must deliberately approach governance through entrepreneurship. Now, what is entrepreneurship? Now, according to Robert Kiyosaki, he said, an entrepreneurship is like jumping out of an aircraft without a parachute,
believing that before you hit the ground, you must have built a parachute. It means that an entrepreneurship is a solution-driven profession. It means where you have an issue and a problem, entrepreneurship should be able to solve it. You are getting me? Now, in entrepreneurship look at where is an opportunity. They identify the opportunity and how to utilize the opportunity and how to make the gain out of the opportunity. Now, if you look at governance, I'm giving an analogy.
Yes, sir.
Now, a governance is about serving the people, solving the people's problem. You know, governing people to give them the desired result that will be beneficial to themselves and be beneficiary to the society. So now, when you bring out an approach of entrepreneurship in governance, you will discover that you will achieve result. Now, let me give you a little example. You ask yourself a question. I have a budget in governance of 2 billion naira. Let's say this governance, this 200 billion is purely for, this 200 billion is, let's say, is for health. Now, you look at this, what is the problem of health? You will understand that the majority of the problem of health is the primary health care. And entrepreneurship will look at it. How many wards do we have in Taraba State? It's 168 wards. It means that if I will dedicate 100 million in each of the ward, I have achieved only 1.7 million. And it should get to show that about 2-point-something million people would benefit direct because it's near with them. And just said that let's buy medicine for 50 million. Let's bring our experts and their allowance for 50 million. You could see what you will achieve that year cannot be quantified. In the next budget, you said, okay, let's dedicate another 100 million for building a center in this world. I want to tell you, closely every village, every nearby village will have a medical facility. And by that, the next budget will say, let's develop the manpower in that area. We have institutions and we can develop this manpower. You will discover that you have created job because when people are not healthy, they cannot work.
Definitely.
The productions of a society is based on the healthy people of the society. Now you can see this is a thinking of an entrepreneurship. But because we are not approaching it on that direction, that's why we are getting it wrong. So governance and entrepreneurship has to work. In fact, let me tell you, in the developing world now, their approach is on entrepreneurship. Before they set money into a budget, they will analyze, quantify what will the society gain. If the outcome is not commensurable with the money, they will think there is no need to go for it. Meaning, they will analyze the opportunity. And that is where you can give people a viable, benefit.
I just felt like I'm in a class now. Wow, you've spoken so well. But one other thing is, talking about empowerment and the rest, sometimes even the youth themselves, I don't know if it's the society, but the youth themselves, sometimes they do not, some of them seem like it's like they do not want these jobs. It's like they do not want to do work. They want to be given stipends, 50,000, 20,000, 10,000, and then they keep on hailing you. Press singers.
The approach is from the leader.
Okay.
Yes. You see, when we talk of empowerment, the first and fundamental stage of empowerment is knowledge.
Okay.
Now, the difference between the poor and the rich is knowledge. Now, if you don't tell them, if you don't give them a deliberate knowledge, they will keep asking you for the spattans. The person who is giving them is because, you see, there is this African, to be wealthy is making people around you wealthy. That's to be wealthy. It is making people around you to be wealthy. But where you are the only wealthiest person, then you are a poor person. You are getting me?
Yes,
So
yes.
what we are saying is, if you have young men, I came into this studio
Yes, sir.
and I discovered that there are about 5 to 6 young men here.
Yes, sir.
They are learning something.
Yes, sir.
The next time you call one of them and say, take 100,000, the first thing that will go to his mind, how can I get second-hand camera and start doing photography? Because they have learned.
Yes.
You are getting me? So what do you expect a person who has not learned anything? The next thing you give him is either to go and drink, or to go and buy clothes, or to do anything with the money. First empowerment is knowledge.
Yes.
You are here because you have acquired knowledge.
Yes.
You are here because you have an understanding of the future. Nobody can give you 1 million. Nobody can give you 100 million and you will leave what you are doing.
Definitely.
Except you will use the money to improve on what you are doing.
Definitely. Yes. Talking about knowledge, there's this popular slang in the society. It's common on the street. School na scam. School na scam. And this is to the fact that there are people who have not gone to school but have made money through, let's say, dubious means, through fraud and so many other things. And that particular slang, and then how it relates to the young people, they become under pressure, seeing people who have not been to the four walls of the university succeeding. Just recently, there's a video of this socialite Pella, where he said he was going to pay 500,000 naira monthly for any graduate that has masters to hold his camera. And when they came, he ridiculed them. And so now, what is the balance about acquiring knowledge and then still, is it an assurance that after acquiring knowledge, you will make money?
Well, you see, we have to differentiate between school and acquiring knowledge.
Okay.
You are getting me? Mm-hmm. Now, you can walk, when in those olden days, when we are in the university, they will tell you that you have passed through the university and the university did not pass through you. You are getting me?
Yes.
Now, knowledge is what you deliberately gain for physical performance, for giving out to gain something, either for yourself and for the society. It's a solution. You are getting me? Now, why people are saying school is a scam is because they cannot differentiate between what you have studied in school, you are getting me, and the practicality of that thing in impacting the society. When you study computer in the university and a roadside computer is teaching you, simply because in all your years you have not seen system.
Yes.
So if he tell you it's a school, it's a scam, you will believe him. How do you believe that a knowledgeable person who has studied is following a politician for, in fact, he's writing a whole paragraph. He's dedicating his blog for entire press singing.
Honestly.
Then you see, I did a video of a young man who obtained Bachelor of Tech Electrical Electronics Engineering. Dumpy is having the biggest shop.
Wow. Today,
he has turned what he has learned into a practical business. Is providing to the economy. You are getting me? Is contributing to the growth of the economy, to the employment of the young men who are working with him. That is knowledge. But where you just go and read, you see, Professor Denga defined education as the transmission of knowledge, value, and culture that makes an individual useful to himself and his society. Which means if you go to school and you are useful to yourself, you are an illiterate. You should be useful to yourself and your society.
Wow. That's quite interesting. So that means you should be useful not just to yourself but to your society. I think it still falls back to your definition of wealth, getting wealthy and making others to be wealthy. Okay.
Yes.
Now, far away from entrepreneurship, let's go to the cross of the matter. I believe this is what my viewers have been longing to hear. Yesterday the news just broke that we just came online. It was just everywhere on newspapers that Professor Jerome Nyameh has resigned from the PDP. At first, I thought it was a rumor until I saw the letter, your letterhead, and the official resignation. I was like, this is serious. Now, in 2023, you were someone who part of the people that contested for the gubernatorial elections, the primaries under the People's Democratic Party, PDP. And seeing you resign from the party that you once contested under their platform. So what could be the reason? What is the reason beyond the reason stated in the letter? I believe there are reasons beyond that which was stated in the resignation letter. So what is the reason?
Well, let me take you back to memory lanes.
Okay.
I have been a member of PDP since 1999.
Wow.
And I have never contested an election. At some point, I am one of the strategists, but I have always acted on the background. There are times that people has called me to contest offices. I said, no, I have a target. I want to become a professor, a full chair professor before I venture into politics. And as God will have it, 1st October 2021, I got my full chair as a professor. And people decided that I should contest for governorship. And I always said this without apology. I am the only politician that went into the field without anybody sponsoring me.
Wow.
Without any politician giving me money. I'm the only person. And I wanted to prove to the young men that we have the capacity, we can deliver, and we can do something differently. Now, you know what happened in the election. Fast forward, we have to go to the court.
Yeah.
The essence of our going to the court is to show that there are people who have integrity, who will stand for justice. And that is why we didn't go to molest anybody. We felt there was an injustice because a referee became a player at the dying minute. We went to the court, and the court said, it's a party dispute. Let's go and settle. We came, and you see how we agreed together, and I worked massively.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, in the northern zone, we were able, the zone which I belong, we got 5 local governments. And in the zone where the governor contested, he got only 2 local governments. You are getting me?
Yes.
And you see, there was no rancor. Up to now that I'm interviewing, I hold nothing against him. And if they need my advice, I give. And you would never see me antagonizing the government, because we have to bring our differences and contribute to the growth of the state. And that is it. Now, at that point, people expected me to leave the party.
Yes.
In fact, other political parties called me candidate, because all the candidates that contested the election, I have a personal relationship with them. Okay. They invited me. I told them, no, I cannot leave PDP because I had problem. We work together, and we have worked together. And thank God you are a media person. You have never seen me talking bad about the government, and I will never do that. You are getting me? I will give my positive criticism where it's possible for corrections, for adjustment and making an amend for the betterment of Taraba State. But this point, I don't need to tell you. you can see, you have gone through the comments in my resignation. It will tell you clearly it was prepared by the desire of the people. Now, I have a supporter base. They call themselves Taraba Therapy Group. They are across all the 16 local governments. And time to time, we rob mines. Early this year, seeing the crisis that robbed the PDP, they said it looked like we don't have a future here. And they said they have a fear about what is happening in the PDP. And they keep insisting that I should step out of PDP. If truly I am out to represent the people, then I should hear their call. And you could see that if you go through my page, haven't resigned yesterday. Today I asked them, go to my page today, I asked them, I said, you have asked me to resign. What next? Where do we go? And you can see the comment. At the end of 1 week, we'll analyze the comment and see where we want to go. So basically, in summary, I am propelled by the people because they felt that PDP has not done enough in time of managing their crisis, and it cannot be resolved this soon. That is why I resigned.
Okay, now, going by what you said, that means you were propelled by your fan base, by your supporters to resign because of the issues within the party, right? Now, you as a person, are you also seeing it in that light?
You see, of course, when your fans give you a suggestion, if you feel it's not going to be good for them, you are the leader. You will argue it out with them. And to have resigned, it means there was a consensus at Eden. It means that I have seen it. Of course, everybody know, even a young man know that PDP has a crisis. If existing governors who are the financial base of the party have left the party, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who is outside that you can know? I think it's big enough. You have seen our governors, they have left the party. You have seen. So.
Okay, so now that you left the party, like you said, I read the comment this morning where you're asking people. But I know even before you left, you have a party in mind. So which party is Professor Jerome Nyameh going to now? Where are you campaigning to?
Well, I think you are not a spirit. You have not entered my mind to have think that I have a party in mind. It is, you see, when you look at the trend of politicking in Nigeria, it has a dynamic uniqueness.
Yes.
Now, when you look at from 1999, it's all about party.
Yes.
Now, from 2015, it's all about coalition.
Yes.
Now, from 2003, it's about individual.
Yes.
It goes well to say that any party you go to, if you have the support base, you can go there.
How about structures?
You see, Peter Obi has proven to us in this country that you don't need structure. When I came on board, you see the crowd I pulled. Do I have structure? No. But now I have an established structure. You are getting me? Yes. The structure is the people.
Yes.
The structure is the people. So you can testify about my passing in Taraba State and the support base I have all over the 16 local government and the 2 development area we have.
Okay. Now, you said earlier that in 2023, when you contested, you were the only politician that wasn't sponsored. You were not giving money, right?
Well, I am saying because I know of myself.
Yes.
And I have been in that ecosystem. I know some people may have been in government, I have never contested. Prior to that, I have never contested a councillor, and I have never been in a political office holder. All of them, they are political office holder. It means they have an alliance with the government. Me, I don't have.
So don't you fear of being? Was there no fear of being bankrupt? Going bankrupt?
No. You see, remove the issue of money out of the journey. Today, if I bring out the list of people that contributed, you will be shocked. A common one in the street will send me 2,000. I kept record of them. I have them. So I felt it's all about people. In fact, let me tell you, when I bought my phone in millions, which you know,
Yes.
then I wasn't having up to 5 million.
Wow.
But people did it. And they are common people. That's why I am on a live stream. I'm saying no politician gave me 1 million. No. In fact, I deliberately refuse to collect.
What's your reason for not collecting?
It's because I want to give the young men sense of direction, that we can stand on our own and do something differently. If you want to do something differently, then you must bring in a different approach.
Definitely. You know, going by all the things you've been saying, I was just thinking, though it's not part of the question I intend to ask, but I was just thinking, you said you've never contested any political office before, prior to 2023. So why will someone who is contesting for the first time, didn't contest for member, House of Reps, or Senate, but decided to just go straight for governorship election? And I believe most of the people who came to governorship, who are governors, particularly in our state, Taraba State here, most of them, in one way or the other, have held other political offices. Let's take, except for, even the last governor, Ishaku, was the minister, and the present governor, I think, is just the present governor. So why? Why didn't you consider any of these other seats, positions, political offices before you went straight to contest for the gubernatorial election?
With other 4 that I beat in the pool, because as far that pool is concerned, I came second.
Yes.
Even though they placed me third, I went and proved it in the court. They all contested. Now, why is the result showing that I came second? So it's not about what you contest. I am eminently qualified. Not because I am a professor, but because I have the capacity, I have the ability, I have the knowledge, I have the experience to do excellently well as the number 1 citizen.
Okay.
In every ramification.
Okay. You know, since we've been talking here, you've been speaking so well, you speak so well, and I've been convinced. But, you know, there's one thing I've realized over time, particularly with politicians, and they speak so well. Once you just give them a little time, they convince you. So what is the, what are the chances that if you eventually become the number 1 citizen, that you won't just do things we've heard and seen people say things, make promises, speak eloquently, their charisma, whatsoever it is they have, but once they just get there, they become something different. They become alien to the things they've said before. Will there be an exception to the Prof?
You see, the problem we have with our system is people don't track records. People are carried away with the happenings of now. I started somewhere. Now, if you want to see consistency, you look at the record of a person. Let me give you an example. When I came on board as the director of entrepreneurship of the university, I started the program all over. Today is one of the biggest programs. If you are going into the entrance of the Taraba State University, you see all the Taraba bakery, all their company. I built that company with the profit I made. All the item I bought, most of them from China, with the profit I made. I didn't collect 10 kobo from the university. So you mean because I become governor, all this kind of knowledge will just, you know, the problem we have, we are bringing people who has not built a system. You don't expect somebody like you now to be given commissioner of information and you cannot do something because you have already built a system. It's part of your life.
Yes.
But the question is, what kind of system do people build? Being a minister does not mean you have built a system. When you were alone, what system have you built? What is working in your name? But you see, these are the fundamental questions we don't ask. Have we asked our leaders to tell us what is their blueprint for the states? It is based on your blueprint that people would know what you can do. I came up with a slogan called Taraba Therapy. Therapy is an acronym. And you know, in a health, when we said therapy or in anything, we mean you are administering something to a patient.
Yes.
Now, therapy simply means T stands for trade and industry. Health, H stands for healthcare for all. E stands for education. R stands for recovery. A stands for agribusiness. B stands for prosperity. And Y stands for youth empowerment. These are the line of actions. And in every line of action, I have designed what I need to do to be a solution to Taraba's problem. So when you come with a blueprint, let's argue it out and see whether what you are coming on board with is what Taraba needs. Let's forget about this traditional governance and face the reality. You have asked me one question that I expected it from a lot of people. How do we approach governance through entrepreneurship? Simple. Creating a solution driven. You are getting me. Now, I will give you an example. Now, when you create an infrastructure that can generate money, even if you take billions, you know the infrastructure will pay itself. Let's put this studio into proper use. The money it will generate, you will be afraid. You are getting me? So that is it. Now, when we approach governance through entrepreneurship, yesterday I was in a TV interview. I told them, I said, let me give you a simple example and let me repeat it here. You see these young men cleaning? You see them cleaning? Let's assume that we'll approach it through entrepreneurship. We'll engage them, pay them 30%, use 30% to train them. Maybe they go into class on how to start business and manage their business, and save 40% for them. After 6 months, you take them off the street and give them their savings. If you have something, you add it, let them go and start the business, and you keep mentoring them. You bring another number, let's say 6,000 again. You do the same. After 6 months, you send them away. You bring.
Yes, it's more sustainable.
You are getting me. That is an entrepreneurship approach.
Now, yeah, earlier on you said that you've been working actively with the government. Now, with this knowledge that you have, do you think you've been actively engaged in this administration to add, to impact positively to this administration with all the knowledge you have and your attainment in entrepreneurship skills and even being a professor?
Well,
beyond the classroom, beyond just classrooms now.
Okay. Well, I have not, but the federal government has engaged me. In December, the World Food Program hired me as one of the consultants for policy development for nutrition and food security in Nigeria. It's a 6-month contract. It was at the peak of the contract. I saw my name along 1,000 as an essay, and nobody consulted me. So I told them that I am engaged. Since we have a lot of essays who can give advice, let me face the national issue and solve the national problem. And I think that is exactly what I did.
A bit more personal now. Some of the people rejected the essay appointment more like they felt they are actually bigger than the position, because people were saying, why will someone who wanted to contest for governor being given essay? Did you actually feel that way? You feel you're too big to be an essay, considering the numbers of people there? Or
well, you have answered yourself, because you say what people said. So if that is what people said, all I'm saying in my own case is there are a lot of advisors who can advise the governor in thousands. You are getting me? And I have a national issue that in the whole of Nigeria, two of us were picked. One professor from Imo and one, we went through rigorous UN interview to be able to be hired. And I think I am doing that. So I don't want to say if it is a service to the state, no matter how small, if you are consulted in the proper way, and if you cannot do it, you said, I will not do it because of this, I will do it this way. You are getting me? But I don't think I am thinking along that direction, as you have said. However, since it's the opinion of the people, mine is I was engaged, and truly you can verify the record, I was engaged.
So what if you weren't engaged?
Well, if I'm not engaged and the governor called me and said this is an assignment, I will tell him, well, I will do it on pro bono. Yes.
For free.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now let's talk about youth and politics. Do you think now we've talked about entrepreneurship. Now if you empower people, they have all it takes, and then they have acquired the knowledge which you've defined as the basic thing they need, the most foundational thing they need to start off, and they've been good entrepreneurs. What do you think? What is your opinion about youth getting into politics?
Well, politics is a daily life. Everybody is a political being, but get prepared. Because if you are going to participate in party politics or you want to support, get prepared. Why do you need to get prepared? Prepared in the sense that you have something to offer. Because if you have something to offer, even if you are supporting somebody, you will help him to do better. But when you have shafts, I'm sorry to use this word, when you have people that has no direction, then of course they will continue to be a praise singers. And that is even more dangerous to the politics than the politicians themselves.
Okay, now in concluding, our present governor has engaged lots of youth in his government. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he has engaged more youth in his cabinet than any other governor since the creation of the state, if I'm not mistaken. So do you think these youth have really represented the youth constituency that you have been trying so much to educate and reorient? Do you think?
Well, I think I am not qualified to assess the government. I have told people time without number that you can assess the government by their budget.
Okay.
Yes. It is the implementation of what they wrote, what they put in the budget, that you will be able to rate them. Since it is not meant to, I have not gone through it. And I would not be in better position to say that those youth engaged, they are doing. Now, another thing is the process of bringing the youth. You know, when you asked me a question, I told you that if youth want to engage in politics, they should be prepared. Now, the question is for the government to answer, how prepared are the youth engaged? Now, I have told people that you can't give what you don't have. If you ask me to operate this multiple gadget I'm seeing here, I can't be able to do it because I don't have knowledge to do it. So if you bring a novice to manage it, he will not do it. And so also is government. You are getting me? So I think I'm not in a better position to read whether they are doing well or they are not doing well, because I have not seen their blueprint. Because if I give you an assignment, I will rate you based on the assignment.
Yes.
You are getting me? So a player is rated based on the match he played. Okay. You can't rate him from outside.
Okay, that's true.
Yes.
I just want to believe that you dodged the question, but let's just forge ahead. Two more questions before we go. I think a month or 2 months ago, I'm an active person on social media, and I read through pages, people, politicians, normal users. So someone came online and said, your page is one page I've followed. Yes, I've been following your activities, a lot of things. You go to the streets, you go to people doing businesses, and then you snap, you talk, and so forth. So someone came online and said that of all these people you've been visiting, you are just snapping pictures with them, and there's no empowerment, there's nothing you are doing to them. You're just using them for your political gains. That was what he said. And it raised a lot of eyebrows, a lot of conversation. I read it and I saw it. So how did you feel when you saw that?
I laughed because he has just demonstrated his ignorance. When we started, thank God, I told you the basic thing about empowerment
is knowledge.
It's knowledge.
Yes.
You are getting me? Yes. And because I don't act in a conventional way politicians act, that if you give people money, you must show on camera. Yeah. In fact, I don't do that. I want to tell you, you are shocked. Now I told you that I sell a heap of my cattle and I share to people. And you see, in fact, I have a group. I have a platform. They are called Believers Young Entrepreneurship Masterclass.
Wow.
Follow them. If you follow them, you discover that they go to local government by local government, teach 50 youths, and empower them financially.
Wow.
And I'm the sole sponsors of that but we don't advertise it. You are getting me? And that picture that brought about, the woman is in Mel 6. Go behind and interview her, whether I gave her money behind the camera. I did. So you see, it's for him to have shown that he is demonstrating his ignorance. And I think it was sponsored. But you could see 99.9% of the response was against him.
Yes. I saw lots of people, and then
that
was what sparked my interest. I saw people I said, why is this man in this news again? So I checked, I saw this is it.
So you could understand. He's a young man that, unknown to him, I have paid his school fees through his father.
Really?
Yes.
You paid?
But I don't need to say it. Yes.
You paid the school fees.
There was a time his father came. You are getting me? So we don't need to say all these things. You are getting me? And so on.
But as a politician, you said some of these things you are not on camera, but as a politician, I think these are things that politicians do. And these are part of the things that people need to see that this person is doing. So I don't you think it's...
I don't need people to know what I'm doing, except if I am given knowledge. Okay. I am created to serve humanity. And if I'm created to serve humanity, I told you time without number. I told you time without number that the essence of going to school, the essence of education is being useful to yourself and to your society.
Yes. Yeah. Wow, that's been a quite interesting conversation. Yes. So, lastly, in conclusion, what should we look for? What is up for Professor Jerome Nyameh? Should we look forward to you going contesting for the gubernatorial seat again in 2027? What is up for you in the future?
It will be determined by the call of the people.
Definitely, I believe.
But I am eminently qualified to contest. So when they call, I will answer. When I look at it, it is convenient, I will answer.
Okay. So what if you are being called to be the deputy governor of any of the contestants?
Well, all whatsoever they call me, when we dialogue together and agree, I am the people's servant. I didn't give myself the people's professor. The name erupted by the desire and the call of the people, and it has become a trademark for me today.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
It's been a great moment having you, conversing with you. I think I've learned so much. Beyond the interview, I think I've learned so much. Once I go and watch the videos, I think I'll take my notes from there. So, if you were not a lecturer, what would you be doing? What would you have been doing?
I will be doing business. I will be in the world and ecosystem of entrepreneurship. But lecturing is part of me because I'm a son of a teacher.
Okay, I've just been lectured here too.
So the only part of it that I don't like is my father died and left us with a Suzuki machine after laboring for over 40 years as a teacher. So I want to change the narrative. That's why I combine the two, lecturing and practical entrepreneurship.
I think hopefully we'll still have you to talk about this aspect because I love to teach myself, but my dad is a teacher. But one thing I've realized that is that I don't think people make money from teaching. You can just live, I feel you just live a moderate, normal life and then you can't make so much money for yourself as a teacher.
There is nowhere on the earth that is a crime as a teacher to make money.
So it's not happening in our country.
It's because of the mindset. That is why when you look at the ASU agreement, as a teacher, in as much it does not coincide with your teaching activities, you are expected to do other mini job. And let me tell you, the basic thing, the basic function of a lecturer is teaching, community service, and research. Research itself is a bank of making money, if you know it.
So I think hopefully maybe some other time we'll talk about this more. What call do you have for young men in Nigeria and particularly in Taraba State regarding all we've spoken, politics, entrepreneurship, and every other thing? What is that one call, that one message you want to leave to our viewers and your fans out there?
I want to tell them Taraba is a wealthy state. We have a good country called Nigeria, but all is in our hand to make it better. It is time for us to have a rethink and collectively come together and desire what we want the nation to look like, what we want the state to look like. Remember, one day we will be asked what is our contribution, and we will be judged by it.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much for being part of this podcast. Thank you for honoring our invitation. One question skipped me about ADC. What do you think about the coalition, the ADC?
You see, coalition is coming together of people to fight a cause with a shared value. And that is beyond a political party. So once it is a coalition, it's beyond a political party. So let's look at it from that point of angle, shared value. We are waiting to look at that shared value that will help this country to be more better.
Going to your comments when you asked about the party, I saw most of the people talking about the ADC. So are we seeing in that direction now?
When we get there, we'll analyze and ask them question, why do you decide ADC? If it is what they want, so be it.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. So, dear viewers, you've heard the conversation with the highly revered Prof himself, the people's professor, Professor Jerome Nyameh. We've spoken about so many things, about entrepreneurship, about governance, about his political journey, and so many other things. I just felt like I've just been schooled now. Like I just went to acquired a diploma course in entrepreneurship. Remember, this is Spirit Podcast, where we unravel hidden truths and untold stories. Here we say it as it is. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media handles. See you in our next episode. Thank you very much.